For this activity, we are going to learn how to turn this organic shape into a complex form. So this is a ribbon. I do want you to choose two variations of one color. So for example, I am using green. I'm starting off with the lighter variant of green. I also have a darker variant that I'll be using later, in addition with white and black. So if we see this form, there are 4 sections. On that first section, I did a light pressure green with the light green. On the fourth section, I did a light pressure with my light green. And on the bottom part of that third section, I am also doing light pressure. Remember, we want to build our values up gradually. So this means applying lighter pressure first and slowly layering, building up these colors. Again, going too hard, too fast can end up burnishing the paper. So here I am transitioning to my other color, my other variation of green, the darker one. And this is going to go in that second section. So I'm going to use harder pressure towards the center and then lighter pressure towards the corners. Those corners will be getting black added into them later on in this video. Then I'm going to move my way into that third area, using nice contrast between the fourth and the third area, and I am using a little bit harder pressure towards the top, not too much, but as I work my way down, I am going to use less and less pressure to make it evenly transition into my lighter value of green, because we're losing that shadow. This is where the shadows are hitting. So kind of think of our light source is coming from the left side, okay? So because of this, our shadows are going to be kind of where the light is not hitting or being obstructed from another part of this form. Again, I'm just building up my values nice and gradually, darker towards where it's being hidden, and then lighter to where that light source is hitting it. Now I'm going to go in with my lighter green again and start building up my pressure more. So I'm using more pressure in that first section towards the center, and then less pressure as I go to the left side of it, and then also less pressure as I work my way towards the top. Both of these areas will be adding white into it to kind of pop that highlight. So again, a nice gradual transition. Think of those value scales going gradually from light to dark, dark to light. We want it to look nice and smooth. My pencil strokes are staying nice and close together. Moving back to that third section, I am going to begin to build up those lighter greens a little bit darker to make my pressure look a little bit harder and smooth out that transition from the dark green into the light green. So this might also mean that you have to go back in with your darker green like I am right now, and again using less pressure when you overlap onto that lighter green to make a nice smooth transition from color to color. Next, I am going in with that black colored pencil, just a little bit. We just want a little tiny bit of shadow up in there. So I'm using more pressure towards the top, but then as I fade into the green, less and less pressure. You can go back over with the green to layer on top of the black to smooth this out. And then going also back in with your lighter color to make sure there is a nice even transition from color to color. Then going to that top fourth section, I am also using more pressure with my lighter color towards the bottom part where it's curving in, and then also the back part where it's curving back, but leaving a little bit of a section lighter towards the top. This is where we're adding our white in to create our highlight. And I'm doing more pressure towards the center, less pressure towards your lighter color, which then I am going back and forth between the two to make sure there's a nice even blend between our highlight and our lighter colors, lighter values. I also want to take a little bit of white towards the bottom left of section 3 where that light green faded, because our light is starting to hit there as well. Then we're going to go back to section 2 with our black colored pencil, where I am going to layer this into each of the corners. Again, harder pressure towards those corners, and then fade it out using lighter pressure towards your dark green. Again, we're doing this for both corners, harder pressure towards the corners, lighter pressure towards your dark green. We will then go back in with that dark green to act as that blender, because you always use a lighter color to blend. So the dark green is lighter than black, so we want to blend that nice and smooth together. I'm just doing some touch-ups over there, making that a nice hard edge. Then I am going to go back into our first section. I'm adding a little bit of my darker green towards that middle area, just to kind of push that down a little bit more to look like it's kind of going in. And then lastly, to finish off our ribbon, we do want to go in with our white to pop in that highlight. So the white is going to be added towards the very bottom left and the very top right, so where the ribbon kind of fades away, and then the very top of the ribbon. So again, using white and then blending that into our lighter green, and then doing the same thing on the top. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I cannot wait to see how your ribbons turned out. For the next activity, we will be learning how to create a sphere using complementary colors.